Hi, welcome along to AFTV. Want to talk in this video about the news that's emerged about our star centre-back, Gabriel, who's been having a brilliant season so far this year. The fact that he was subject to a horrific robbery a couple of months ago. Now, this has only just emerged as the perpetrator of the robbery was jailed for 5 years. Now, the actual robbery took place in August, and I've got to say, reading all the details of it, Gabriel, wow, what a hero. What a guy. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what, as a centre back at Arsenal, he's been brilliant this season. He's been strong, he's been tough. And I'll tell you what, he's strong and tough outside of the football pitch as well, because in August of this year, there was a robbery attempted on Gabriel. Some robbers and thieves, should I call them, or scumbags, that's probably the best name for them. They followed him home, him and his friend, after a night out and attempted to steal his Rolex. I say Rolex, his watch. I don't know if it's a Rolex, but they attempted to steal his watch, his Mercedes car, and also his phone. And the thieves who tried to do it, one of them was jailed yesterday for 5 years. His name was Adnan Muse. He's 26. He's got a string of convictions. And he was actually out on license at the time of the robbery, and he's now been put inside for 5 years. You'll all remember before, this has happened to an Arsenal player before. We all remember the one with Mesut Ozil and Kolasinac, when a couple of guys rode up on them on a moped, brandishing a weapon, and tried to steal Ozil's car. Kolasinac, the real hero he was, fought off, challenged the two guys, and they got away. They were eventually caught as well, and that was good to see. Well, unfortunately, it's happened again, this time to Gabriel, and there's been some sort of shocking footage and pictures that have emerged of it. You can see from this picture here, the thief there holding a silver baseball bat. That's Gabriel there with his two hands up in the air. The thief, when Gabriel was parking his car in his garage, one of the thieves stood in front of his metal gate and to stop it from shutting back behind him. It's one of those electric ones. And the other thief runs up into his garage, brandishing a baseball bat. That must have been so frightening for Gabriel. Tells him to take off his watch, tells him to give him his phone, and to give him the keys to his car. Gabriel takes off his watch and gives it to him, takes out his phone and gives it to him. But then when the thief attempts to get the keys to the car, Gabriel grapples with him, throws a punch off at him, and actually knocked off his baseball hat. And the ironic thing about it is that, in the scrambling, the thief managed to get away, but he dropped his hat, and it was off of that hat that the police were able to get DNA, which then traced it back to this guy Muse, and they were able to arrest him. And as I said, he's been given 5 years in prison. Absolutely horrific. You can see again from this picture, you see the baseball bat. You see Gabriel there handing the watch there to the thief, and look, he's got the baseball bat. But I'll tell you what, this guy, he's brave. He ain't that big, and he's taken on a big guy like Gabriel. Plus, Gabriel's friend was there, and of course, Gabriel just sort of said to himself, "Nah, you know what? I ain't having this." Threw a punch off of him, grappled with him. As I said, the thief managed to get away, but he dropped his hat, and it was off of the hat that they managed to get the DNA, and he has thankfully been put away behind bars for 5 years. I'll tell you what, this situation's happening too many times now. It's happened to Gabriel now. It's happened to, as I said, Mesut Ozil, Kolasinac. It's happened to a lot of other footballers. There's been footballers up and down the country that have been targeted by these thieves. They know that some of these footballers are going to have a nice watch. They're going to have, a nice car. There's been lots of ones we've heard about where footballers have gone to play a game of football only to come back to their house to find out it's been ransacked or somebody's tried to rob it. I mean, it's a terrible state of affairs. But thankfully, in this case, they managed to catch the guy. And I'll tell you what, how tough. No, I'm just talking about physically tough now, right? Because obviously, yes, he's physically tough because he fought off the robber, and as I said, that hat falling off was the key thing to this guy being found guilty. And the judge actually said in the actual case that he didn't look like this guy knew that Gabriel was a footballer. He was just an opportunist, saw Gabriel dressed nice watch stuff, and thought he'd have a go. But how tough is Gabriel mentally? Because that's all been going on in the background. That happened in August. That was right, at the start of the season. And he's had a brilliant season. None of us would have ever have known that this stuff has been going on in the back of your mind. Because let me tell you something, that is going to be in the back of your mind. You've gone through something as traumatic as that. Gabriel will be thinking, what if this guy had a knife? What if he had a gun? What if his mate would have had a knife? Are they coming back? Does he have mates who are coming back? You know what I mean? All kind of things could have been going through his head that could have affected his performance on the pitch. However, his performance on the pitch has been better than ever. And we've got to commend him even more when we sort of get, that information and find out the things that he's been going through behind the scenes with this. And thankfully, it's now been put to an end. And the guy has been locked up, and good riddance to that guy. I mean, as I said, string of convictions for doing the same things. Probably 5 years weren't long enough, but thank God that he's been locked up. So, well, let's hope, that Gabriel continues to play like how he's been playing. He's obviously put this behind him. I guess it's a weight off his shoulders now that probably he's come out, and the guy's been locked up. And hopefully he's taken measures to avoid this happening in the future. What do these players have to do? Do they have to have bodyguards? Do they have to have guys guarding them when they go out? And this is the thing. We want to get close to these players. We want to have a relationship with them. But you can see sometimes why they want to keep a little distance when you see things like this happen. But anyway, listen, thankfully, as I said, Gabriel is fine. And I'll tell you what, he's even more my hero right now. As I said, he's a hero on the pitch. He's a warrior on the pitch, and he's my hero off the pitch, and he's a warrior off the pitch as well. So, Gabriel, we're glad that you're all right. We're glad that you've come through this. Well done to the police for locking this guy up, right, and getting this guy off the streets, because, we really don't need these sort of people on the streets doing this sort of thing. And let's hope Gabriel can be a warrior again on Thursday night when we take on Manchester United, and we can get the win there. But wow, incredible news. And let's hope this is the last time we're hearing of an Arsenal player or any other footballer having to be subjected to this. It's horrible. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. Don't forget, check out all of our coverage on Thursday night, the big one, Arsenal at Man United. I'm going to be up there at Old Trafford. We'll be speaking to the fans. And also in the studio, we'll be doing a big watch along. Only one place to be, on AFTV for that game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.